Constantino,
¿Qué huele?
pound for pound.
Here we are with Jessie Vargas. Jessie, you just called the fight last night, Ryan Garcia versus Luke Campbell. I want to get your thoughts. What do you think about the fight?
Yeah, well, I mean, I was there sitting ringside, being a commentator for DAZN in Espanol, and people seem to love it. They enjoyed the fight, from the feedback that I got. As for me, I thought that it was very impressive to see Ryan win in knockout fashion with that perfect liver shot, left hook to the body. He did a fantastic job. At such a young age, he was able to come up through adversity. He was knocked down in the second round with a vicious shot. A lot of people wouldn't have got up from it. It was a picture perfect shot right on the chin. He got a little overconfident. He was standing up straight too much, brought his hand down, got caught, and things like that happen in boxing. But I think that he gained the respect of a lot of fans in the game. The reason being that he came up from the knockdown and eventually came to win by knockout. That's something to admire, to respect, and it made him grow also as a fighter. This fight served him equivalent to him fighting 10 times because, he learned so much because the guy in front of him had so much more experience than he did. He needed to grow up quick. The minute he get knocked down, he needed to step it up ASAP. And he had a good trainer in his corner who advised him and informed him of what he needed to do. And he did just that after a while. Eddie kept asking of him to do different things and to keep his hands up. And slowly he was listening to his instructions. Not standing up so straight, not pulling the hands out. Came in a little forward. And then fourth round or so, I believe, he started picking up his hands a little more, having a little high defense, because he knew that I could think that he had his corner. I told him about the defense. Also, he felt that Luke was trying to fit that big punch. That's when he just came up with the defense and then just changed it up. That's the good thing about having different styles. You can change it up yourself and adapt. He's able to come up from that, and he did a tremendous job. He honestly did. He gained a lot of fans, gained a lot of respect.
Jesse, you told me something really interesting a couple minutes earlier. You said that he grew up so much in those seconds that he got knocked down and he got up.
Yeah, man, because when you're put in that situation, man, you need to grow quick, especially at 22 years old, with the number of fights he had, compared to Luke Campbell, who was a very experienced veteran, and a great fighter, very talented fighter, gold medalist in the Olympics, who had so much more experience than him. He needed to, get up to that level and above, and he did that. He did that patiently though. That's the thing. Honestly, that is one of the great things that Eddie has been teaching him, was to take his time to pick his shots, and he did that.
What impressed you the most about
Luke Campbell's corner actually advised him very well also. Honestly, they had a good game plan. I was listening to them.
What were they saying?
They're basically saying they were expecting, Ryan to come in. They were expecting him to come forward. They were expecting him to throw a lot of shots, and they didn't want to give him the opportunity to do so. And every time Luke Campbell didn't give him the opportunity to move forward, that's when he had the best results, the best times, I guess you can say, when it comes to Luke Campbell. And he had to stay in the center of the ring, high guard, and do not let Ryan Garcia gain momentum, So they were advising him well. He has a good corner, but it was just a picture perfect shot right in the liver. He couldn't gain his wind back, and that was it.
What impressed you the most about Ryan's performance?
I would say him keeping his cool, right? Keeping his composure. I'd say adapting.
Because when you get dropped, it's kind of like, oh shit, what the hell just happened, right?
Yeah.
And you have to, on the fly, adjust fast.
You gotta come back and
dizzy,
fight, but
right?
fight smart. You gotta come back and fight smart, and that's what he did. He did his thing.
And what'd you give his performance?
From what I see in Ryan, I think he'd do better just because there were so many more things he could have done too. But he's young. He did win by knockout, so that's perfect, right? A 7 because he's capable of doing so much more.
Yeah.
I could see that in him.
Okay.
He has the power, he has the speed, he has the height, and automatically I could see him adapting. So that's how I know that he could do so much more. That's why I give him a 7.
And last thing, Jesse.
The kid has a bright future ahead of him.
And last thing, Jesse. Who do you think he should face from now? Obviously, he wants Tank Davis. Eddie Reynoso said we need a few more fights. He wants to fight the whole world, but we need a few more fights.
22 years old, right?
Yeah,
so
he's young.
He needs to take his time. If he wants to make it into being a mega superstar, I think he's close to becoming a superstar, but a mega superstar, he needs to take his time. He's only 22. Canelo was in that situation as well. But, I mean, Lucas Gamboa, Devin Haney, would be good fights. I think actually, Lucas Gamboa, I think he handles them, honestly.
They were supposed to fight, but they were supposed to fight, and I think Gamboa didn't want to.
I heard, yeah. So, I think this is a good fight for him. If he comes back against a Gamboa fight, and then we can see how he comes back, what he's able to do against a fighter so experienced and so talented like Gamboa, because, I mean, Tank couldn't knock out Gamboa, Devin didn't knock out Gamboa, so it'd be interesting how he would face Gamboa. Now, other than that, after that fight, I'd say Devin Haney would be a good one.
Yeah.
I think that'd be an interesting fight. It'd be a fight that they can face each other once, win or lose, they continue to move forward.
Right.
And, in a good position in their career. Not like a Shane Mosley, Oscar De La Hoya. Something where
it's like
when
it's
one
for
fighter
legacy,
won, when one fighter won or lost, like they continued to stay at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they made a trilogy out of it. So, I think, or 2 fights out of it.
Yeah.
So if they fight, I think it could be a trilogy.
All right,
Speaking
Jesse.
of Devin Haney, we got a Devin
William
Haney's dad right here.
William
What's
Haney
up, man?
right there.
What's up, bro?
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, man.
We're just
chilling.
talking.
How's Pops doing?
We're just talking about Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia.
It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
That'd be a trilogy there, man. It'd be a good
that's
fight.
good.
People
That's
want to
good.
see it.
Appreciate you,
Yeah,
brother.
no,
Tell
no.
Pop I said hi.
I will,
Happy
man.
New Year.
Hey,
Okay.
say hello to family for me. Be
Okay,
safe.
for
All right,
sure.
bro. All right. Yeah, it'd be a good fight, man. I think it's a fight that could be made into a trilogy, after either the fight, the guy who won or the guy who lost, they can continue to move forward in their career, prove themselves again. And then after that, make a second fight, and then win or lose, if it's 1-1, then we could do a third fight. And it's just one of those styles, man, that, they can continue facing each other and it'd be impressive and entertaining.
Right. Anybody can win.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I see it.
And last thing you want to tell, fans, I know.
Yeah, I should be back later early this year, so sometime in March or so. Hopefully, we have some news for you soon. And thank you for the support. Follow me on social media, Jessie Vargas _ Jessie with the IE, and I appreciate all your support. I'll be back giving you action.
Thank you, Jesse. Appreciate your time.
No problem, bro.